Welcome to a very special edition of Coast to Coast People. David Icke, the former footballer, television presenter and Green Party spokesman, hit the headlines when he claimed that spirit forces had chosen him to lead a campaign to save the world. Now, his beliefs are contained in a book, The Truth Vibrations, and his prophecies inspired some and infuriated others. So is he a loony, or a con man, or a devil, or someone we ignore at our peril? Today we're going to have some straight speaking as David Icke faces the public. Welcome to Coast to Coast People, David. I'm looking forward to the next 24 minutes.
It's a nice list of what I may be, wasn't it?
Yes, what do you think? Loony, con man?
What do you think I think? I think that what I'm saying is the truth, of course, and events will show it to be so.
Never in your darkest moments you think perhaps I am deluded and I'm getting the wrong message here?
No, I mean, when you've had messages over a period now of 18 months on a daily basis, and they have proved accurate time and time and time again. Go to this place, you'll find this. You go to a place you've never been and you find it. Day after day after day after day. In all parts of the world. Then you're a crackpot if you say, this is not happening to me. Not if you say it is.
You are here to talk to the public, so I'm going to give them the opportunity to start
Looking
asking
forward
questions.
to it.
I'd like to talk to you for half an hour as well, as everybody here would.
Okay.
Now, we have an audience of people. I can tell you that we're very evenly balanced here. There's about a third of them think you're right, a third of them don't believe you, and a third of them are open to ideas.
Which is a bit less than the press paint, which is that everyone thinks I'm a loony, isn't it?
Well, let me welcome Pauline Black, first of all. Pauline, your first question for David.
Thank you. David, firstly, I want to thank you for what you're doing, and I want you to know that there are an awful lot of people out there trying to save the planet as well as you.
Correct.
You're not doing it on your own.
No.
A lot of people are getting channelings through about stuff that's happening with the earth changes and so on. So again, you know, you're not unique in that. In fact, a lot of what you've said and written, I think we've all heard before, or we can find in literature and so on. The only thing that I and a lot of other people that I know have problems around is the fact that I think on the Wogan programme, although you didn't specifically say this, and also on Nicky Campbell's radio interview, you intimated or stated that you were the second coming of Christ. And what I want to ask you is, there wasn't any reference about this in your book that I could find anyway. What I want to ask you is if you could clarify this for us. Are you saying that you are the second coming, or are you saying that you are part of the Christ consciousness which is present on this planet at this time amongst a lot of people?
To David.
Well, the Christ consciousness is an energy, and there's nothing like enough of it on this planet at this time, which is why this planet is in severe danger of being no more. Let me explain this. I'm not saying I'm the second coming of Christ, of Jesus, because Jesus was a separate entity. Creation is broken up into frequencies. This I must explain before I come round to answering the question. Well, the people watching this program at home now are tuned on their television set to TVS. In the room around them, also, they're not aware of it, they can't see it, are the frequencies of BBC One, BBC Two, Channel 4, satellite television, radios 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, all the telecommunications equipment, etc., etc. They can't see them, but they are there. And neither can any of those other frequencies see or be aware of all the others. But if you tune your set to the frequency you want, in this program's case TVS, that's what you get. And what we are in effect, our spirit beings in a physical shell, just as a learning experience, are, if you like, spiritual transistor radios, to put it its most simple. We tune ourselves, depending on our state of evolution, to a certain frequency. At this time, people in the studio, you, me, everyone on this planet, are tuned to this particular frequency. But there are many others far higher than this one. This is one of the low ones because of what's happened in the last 12,000 years. So we have this situation with frequencies and people and beings on different levels at different times of their evolution.
Is this reincarnation as well, David?
Well, yes, because, you know, what we do with reincarnation is come back into a physical shell in different circumstances to aid our learning. It's a learning process of evolution. We evolve as we learn and experience. So there are beings on this frequency at this time have all been created by various beings, not the being necessarily that we know as God, the Godhead as it's said to us, because the Godhead has created certain beings directly, but once you reach a certain frequency due to evolution, you have the ability also to create beings. And it's this process of creating beings, the Godhead creating beings, those beings then evolving to the point where they can, creating more, them going up and so on, that has created this pyramid effect of creation. From the initial 3 beings that started out creation right down to the vast number we have now.
Who wants to come back on this?
Well, I just want to very quickly finish this point, because this is we're coming to the whole reason I said all that. Some beings, therefore, are created directly by this being called the Godhead, or God as this being is called in the Bible. And they are known as the sons and daughters of God in simple fashion. Jesus was one of them, and there are many others. And I just happen to be, fortunately, one of them also, which is why this title comes about. It doesn't make me 1%, 0.5%, a millimetre of a percent better than anyone else. It just makes me a being that has been created in that way. And that's how the title comes about, and that's what Jesus was, one of these beings created directly by the Godhead a long, long time ago.
Who shall I go for? There's lots of people with their hands up. Hang on a minute. The man in the
Who gave you this title?
It's a title that is, you're the son of your father, right? If you have a sister, she's the sister of your father. It's the same thing. It's just a way of trying to explain something that happens in the higher dimensions in a simple human way that people can relate to.
Aren't we all sons and daughters of God, though?
Sorry?
Aren't we all sons and daughters of God?